Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Captain C.A. Richardson here at FlatsClass University. Today, we're going to talk about a question that I answer all the time. What are the lures in your redfish tackle box? Well, you're about to find out right now. I'm going to head on over to the studio. While I'm doing that, catch some of this on-water action with my wife Blondie and I'll meet you inside. We're going to talk about it. Short. He sees it. He's on it. Maybe it was the perfect cast. Two of them, there's a redfish with them. Hey, slow it down. There were two of them traveling together. Redfish is with him still. He's still with him? I think he is. I lost him.
He's still right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him. Golly, can't get a hook in that guy.
Oh my God.
I don't see him. Oh, I see him.
Like I just swung at it the one time. There you go. Got him.
We got a red and a jack. Took me two casts to get him.
Teamwork.
Teamwork makes the dream work, baby. You got that one out of the way. We did the old bait and switch on him.
Yeah, I couldn't believe he swung at it the first time. And then he still hung around and ran away.
It's a good size.
And all day they've been looking at a bait and running away.
Wow. Oh, that's a beautiful red. Oh, man. All right, put the brakes on here. Wow. You just got to get him the right way when you Texas rig and you're using that fluoro. They let you throw close to it. Boy, these two, this guy was his wingman. Not a bad looking fish.
Ready.
Not a bad looking fish. Flamingo red. I stuck him pretty good once I stuck him. All right. We are going to get a quick pick of this guy. And you got your big jack. If you want, I'll get rid of him. Glad to be back here in the studio. We've got a big front coming today, winds up. So I thought this video would be excellent because it's one of the questions that I get here on YouTube all the time. What are those top 10? Now, naturally, I cannot pack every redfish lure I've ever caught fish on. And when I say this, this is not a braggadocious statement, but I have either caught or been party to as a professional guide or a tournament angler of probably more than 10,000 redfish catches. Yes, I know many of you are going, oh, no way, can't happen. Well, first of all, consider my age, how long I've been doing this. And every summer I go to Louisiana, and this is apart from my tournament career, and we stack up a couple of hundred redfish every summer. That doesn't count the couple of hundred redfish that we catch here in the state, just shooting film and guiding clients. So it doesn't really take very long to catch 10,000 redfish. But in that journey, okay, I have learned that redfish can be caught on every different type of lure you can think of, but there are a few standouts. And every year that goes by, there's always a Johnny-come-lately lure that works better than others, but then there's always these staple baits that do fantastic. They always come through. So I kind of blended all of those into this box. So we're gonna break them down one by one, what I feel right now, this day and time in 2024, that if you have some of these in your tackle box like I do in mine, I think you're going to do really well. So let's get started. Spinnerbaits and chatterbaits are not a mainstream approach to targeting reds, but very effective in marsh estuaries and river systems that have that off-color water clarity. I worked them as a search bait around the Spartina grass points and in the breaks in the marsh islands. Moderate to slower retrieve speeds work best, especially when I'm making contact with the bottom or the cover. I guarantee you will get bit with this bait. Next up is the Bugs hair jigs. Anytime I get an opportunity to sight fish for reds, I'm tying on a Bugs jig, especially over sand, mud, or sparse grass sea bottoms in crystal clear water scenarios. These amazingly quiet jigs also prevail on spooky or high pressured reds. These lures, they're always in my tackle box. Next up is the Mirror Mullet and Top Pup. These are small walking baits that have amazing drawing power in the shallows. Even with the redfish's awkward reputation for striking surface walkers, these seem to produce. With that nice, steady, medium speed retrieve, you will get excellent results. Don't overlook this bait. Next up, the Mirrodine. Because so many fisheries have small pinfish and grunts and whitebait available most of the year, Mirrodines are really a no-brainer. I fish these predominantly on shallow grass flats or on high water rocks and oyster bars. Just use short, sharp twitches with a pause in between and you will get guaranteed results with this lure. Moving along, the Z-Man Big TRD. There's just something about a simple stick bait profile that catches the eye of redfish. I'm not sure if it's the non-intimidating shape or malign movement of this lure, but whatever it is, redfish hit it 9 out of 10 times, and definitely one of my favorites throughout the seasons. You knew it was coming, the spoon. And that's because this should be a staple in every angler's tackle box. The spoon might be the single best search lure for redfish from Florida to Texas, and is leveraged by tournament pros and guides. So why is that? Well, the flash, the vibration, the casting distance, it's hard to beat. And it's the perfect size for all reds. The Z-Man Prawn Stars has been a fan favorite. This came onto the scene in the past year and quickly became the #1 lure by inshore anglers almost overnight. And why is that? Because the lure is a perfect replica of a shrimp, and redfish never refuse it. I love sight fishing with this lure and watching redfish just smash this realistic shrimp. You can also rig it under a popping cork or just free drift it behind your boat or kayak. Okay, 4-inch jerk shads from Z-Man. This was the lure that I sight fished the big red in the opening clip with my wife. It's a solid profile for me because it's versatile. It looks like a shrimp. It looks like a bait fish. You can blind cast it. You can sight fish with it. It's impregnated with scent. It does everything I want it to do, and I can work it even over bony stuff like oysters and rocks. I love this bait. Staying with the crustacean theme, next is the Z-Man Kicker Crabs. This is a confidence lure for me. In fact, retrieved slow to moderate speeds across the bottom, Texas rigged, it can be the #1 lure for redfish in many zones. I like to work it through potholes, oyster bar troughs, and on mud flats. For me, that thump a redfish gives this is second to none because they're in there to crush that crab. Lastly is the Mullotron. I used to favor the standard paddle tails, but with so many anglers bombing pressured zones with the same profile, I made a change. I like the Mullotron's slow swinging tail action and minimal body roll. I've added it to my arsenal and it has made a huge difference with redfish, especially the wary ones. Plus, these lures can cast further, I can skip them better, and I can rig them in multiple ways. I love this bait. Well, I know naturally the next question from all of you is, so which one is your favorite in your redfish box? Well, quite honestly, that changes day to day, hour to hour, minute to minute, based off what do the redfish want. That's what makes or predicates my decision most of the time. So if I don't let my ego get in the way and I fish what the fish want, I typically catch them. One thing I can tell you for sure about redfish is they're pretty aggressive and open to many of the baits in that box and probably a lot of the ones that are in yours. That's just my 10. Your 10 could be completely different. Love to hear about them in the comments below. If you like what you see here and you like what you're learning, you'll love what we're doing over at FlatsClassUniversity.com even more. It's a much deeper dive and much more structured than what we have here at FlatsClass YouTube. In the meantime, I'm going to get back out there and start making some more videos to teach you something new tomorrow.